Joining me now is Janice Thomson, president of Niagara Falls Tourism. Janice, in years past, March break has been a pretty good week for tourism in Niagara Falls. How would you begin to describe the scene this week?
Well, Mark, certainly it's an unusual situation. We've never seen a March break like this before. What happened obviously happened very quickly. It seemed to have happened almost overnight. The blow that our business community has received as a result of the COVID-19 virus is something we've never seen before.
How do you begin to plan for the summer of 2020 amidst the chaos of the COVID-19 crisis?
Well, it's very interesting because even although I say now that business is down for this March break, and it certainly is, we do still see people who have come to the destination, people who have made plans and they wanted to be here, and they're here. And what they're running into is some things that aren't available. As you well know, I'm sure, the casinos, parts of Niagara Parks, some of the hotels and attractions, and now by provincial order, all the restaurants are closed to dining in. And that's certainly a shocking reflection of the impacts wrought by the COVID virus. We are hoping as a tourism industry, as a destination, we're counting on the fact that Niagara Falls and Niagara has been identified as a low-risk area for contracting the virus. So the adjustments that our business operators are having to make right now to adjust to this lower level of business, we're counting on that being temporary, that we're going to beat this, that the country and the province, with all of the warnings that are being put out and the advice that's being given to people on how to deal with it, we're hoping that collectively our country can overcome this and allow us to move forward. But you're right, it's difficult to plan not knowing exactly when it's going to be normalized.
Will any of the financial aid announced by the federal government assist tourism operators in Niagara?
We're just evaluating that now. We're going through some of the information that's just coming out from the federal government. And today we had a call with the provincial government also going over some of the opportunities that may exist for financial aid or help in other ways. Everyone recognizes that Niagara Falls is the leading #1 leisure destination in the country, and that there's nothing that's going to change that long term. It's this short term that we're dealing with. How do we get it normalized, get back to the business levels that everyone's used to, that the infrastructure of the city has been built in order to support, and then let's get on with having a normal year, as normal as we can.
Janice, what were the tourism lessons that were learned coming out of SARS, and do you think that they still apply?
Yeah, that was so long ago now, but you're right. There were some lessons learned at the time, and that was that people initially said were afraid to travel after SARS. They didn't want to. There was a message that people wouldn't travel anymore, that it was seen as a risky venture at the time because SARS was an unknown. Over a very short period of time, though, with a great emphasis on marketing from the province and the federal government, at that time, it suddenly there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, if they're doing that, or if they're offering that special concert or those special, hotel accommodations and dining arrangements, then yeah, that does appeal to us." And we're actually not afraid. We're very confident. We're confident in our country and the laws and the restrictions that keep everything as safe as it is here on a regular basis. And they started traveling again in numbers. So we're anticipating that we'll see that again. It'll be the same, what we saw coming out of SARS, the same growth will start domestically before it branches out to the international destinations. So that may take some time, but initially we know that people want to travel. They innately want to get out and have new experiences. And of course, what we have to offer here, we have so many wide open spaces and wonderful attractions for people to explore that we're very confident in that.
So many Niagara families rely on tourism for employment. What is your message to them?
Well, you're right, Mark. There are 40,000 people employed in the tourism industry. And the message to them is basically stay strong. It's a strong community. It's a strong tourism community. We're all in this together. And together, we have overcome challenges in the past. This current situation is obviously one that's impacting many local employees and their families, but by working together, we will overcome it.
Janice, thank you for your time today.
My pleasure, Mark. Thank you.